Drive Time, Lindsay Kelso here. Just joined retail on the product team. Today I'm going to take you through some new functionality in CRM. Going live, nationwide, we plan to add a driver's license survey. You'll find the survey on the Buyers tab. So a little bit of background on why we're planning to do this. We're planning to automate a lot of the underwriting functionality in the future. This is just the first step. This will lay the foundation for any additional identification functionality that we add. Alright, so Sarah's going to take you through step-by-step how to fill out the survey in CRM. Thank you for helping us in this new functionality, and feel free to reach out to your AD or director if you have any questions.
Hi guys, this is Sarah with the Retail IT Development Team. I'm going to be demoing for you today the new driver's license task. You'll see that I have a demo lead ready for us, and we have our new driver's license task right here in the underwriting segment. This task will be present on every active lead starting on Tuesday after we go live. I'll open it up for us here. You'll see that there are questions for both the buyer and the co-buyer. So this means that if you have an application that has a buyer and a co-buyer, you're not going to see a separate task. For at least day one, for the first phase of this task, we're embedding everything up into one task. We started this way to create a foundation for future enhancements to come. We have a lot of ideas to systematize this for both situations with a buyer and a co-buyer, but at least for day one, you guys will be able to go through and answer the questions here together. So if you don't have a co-buyer, you can go ahead and select no and focus on just this buyer segment. So the first question I'm going to have available to me is if the buyer has provided anything. If not, you can select no. You'll still be able to finish the survey and come back to it later. I'll show you more on that in a second. I'm going to go ahead and select yes, and then you'll see that you have some options for selecting what kind of document your customer has provided. So we have the category of a state or federally issued driver's license, a federally issued ID, or if you get some other document. So I'm going to go ahead and select one here. I'm going to select no to this next question, and you'll see that we've highlighted a few of the underwriting guidelines. So we have these important ones here, but it's also important to take note that we have a question underneath for any guidelines that we didn't highlight that we still want to be following. If there's anything that you can't quite remember about the document you received and you'd like to review those guidelines, we do have a couple of links at the top here that you can go through and review. If you click on one, it'll open up into a new tab to the underwriting wiki on the new SharePoint. So use those at your leisure. I'll go through and I'll say that my documents are all valid, except maybe there's a couple of guidelines that haven't been met. I don't have any exceptions yet, so I'm going to go ahead and hit no and hit complete. You'll see that my task has gone into an unresolved status. This is the new status that we introduced with credit alert tasks. The unresolved status will prevent you from being able to commit a sale, but you'll still be able to get into point of sale and review terms until you do get that good document, in which case you can go through and reopen up your driver's license task and re-answer those questions that may have changed since the first time you answered them. So we'll go back here to my other fresh lead. It's the way that we've answered. And let's say all of a sudden we do have a co-buyer. We completed a credit application. I have one now. You'll notice they have very similar questions with the addition of whether or not the buyers live together separately. This is due to those unique underwriting guidelines that co-buyer has. We'll say that my buyer and co-buyer do live together, so I'll select no here. And they've provided documentation, and you'll see they have the same questions. All of the underwriting guidelines are built in so that customer, since he does live together, he can have his federally issued ID, and we can go through and finish answering those questions. We'll say that we reached out to lending optimization for my buyer who was missing out on some guideline here. Once I've got that granted exception, I'll go ahead and select yes. Then I'll complete my survey, and now my task is complete. that's really it in a nutshell. If you do have any questions, as Lindsay mentioned, reach out to your ADs and directors. They should be able to help you out with any of that. If you do notice any issues, definitely please let us know right away. So that way, if necessary, those can be escalated up to our team and we can take a look for you guys. Again, thank you so much. We really appreciate all of your involvement in this. It definitely helps us to build the best system we can for you. Thanks so much.